Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda, and if you clicked on this video, you saw the title or the thumbnail that I'm going to show you about the monstrosity. So I've gotten a couple of people asking if I could share the graphic of the monstrosity, and so I'm going to share it, and somebody else asked if I could do a quick tutorial of how I created it. So I'm going to do both of those things. So if you want the link for the monstrosity, I'm giving you the one that I've created with all of my words on it, which says 50 before 50 and all the TBR games that I play. But then I'm going to give you a blank one. And what I'm going to show you in this tutorial is how to make that blank one fit for what you want. So let me get out of the way and I can show you. I'm completely removing myself from the screen, so this will be easy to see. Okay, so when you log in, it's going to look like this. Apparently, they're launching a new thing, work redesigned, and I'm not sure what that means, but let's just hope it's not going to change the basic thing that I'm going to tell you about right now. Okay, there are a couple of things that you can do when you're right here in your brand new thing. You're going to have already downloaded My Monstrosity, either this one right here, but this is not the one you're going to want if you want all of the things on there. And I'm going to ungroup this just so you can see how many little things are on this monstrosity. So the first thing you're going to get is a completely blank space. So this is what yours is going to look like. Now, I'm also going to upload one that's completely blank. Like this one has the arrows on it and it has the guy exiting and entering. And I don't know if those are pro features or not. So you might not have it unless you have the pro Canva account. And since I don't want you guys to have to buy Canva to do this, I'm going to leave them on one of the ones. So there's going to be one that's completely blank, one that's just like mine, and then one that has this with some of the elements on it. And then all you're going to do when you upload this, well, let me go back over here. Okay, so I've downloaded it just like you're going to download it. So you're going to go to create a design, and there are a couple of things that you can do when you're getting ready to create. I would say import file, because that is going to give you, here's the one I'm importing, and that is going to give you this. Yes, and you're going to use in a new design that already is this custom size. When you get here, when it says use in a new design, you're just going to hit presentation right here, and it will give it to you just like mine is right there. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is go down to the bottom, click these three dots, and duplicate this page, because anything that you accidentally do or mess up, you don't want it to be so hard to get back. So you just want to have this here as a safety measure in case something happens. So on the one that you're working on, over to the side, you're going to hit text, and it really doesn't matter. You can add a text box, or you can hit the small thing that says add a little bit of body text. It really does not matter. And let's say that you're going to use a TBR game. You just type that in. And that's the first thing I do, is literally just type it. And then I figure out, adjusting for all of this, how big or small I want it to be. And you're going to need it to fit in this little square right here. So one thing, you can make sure you hit enter after game, and it turns it like this. And then you can make it small or large, as small or large as you want it to be. Also, when you click this up here at the top, you pull this down and you have all of these fonts that you can use. Now, I don't know which one of these came with it. Oh, I do see some of them are pro. So, but that means all of these that don't have anything beside it, you have so many font options, and you just click on it and it will change your font to that. One thing you can do is, if you accidentally grab this and move it around a lot, you can go click on it and go up here to the top and click lock. And so now this background will not move anymore, and you can move stuff around on it, but it won't, like you can't move this background. And that is literally all I did. I would take this, if I found the right size and the font, and I would copy it and move it over to the next square. And then I would copy it, which this square doesn't really work that way, but move it to the next square and then copy. Well, if you know about Canvas, you know that it copies based on the previous one. But if you're doing one at a time, I'll show you what else I did after this. So this one we got over here, getting them like as lined up and centered as possible. Now it's all going to be different because it's going to change when you are actually writing different words. Your stuff is not going to say TBR game on every one of them. So you are going to have to change positioning and things like that. But I found it's better to start with this. And if you make this let's say you're going to say this is for a physical book. Okay, it is much easier to adjust it like this, like just retyping and adjusting it a little bit, than it is to come over here, get a new body of text, come down here and find the font you were using and then change it. I hope that makes sense. It's just easier to work with it already small and already where you want it to be. Now, because we locked this, we can now highlight all of our little TBR things at the top and hit copy, and it's going to copy the whole row for us, and we can just move those straight down. Now, yes, we're going to have two in here, one that we need to get rid of, and the other one needs to come over here. Oh, I forgot. We totally need to have one up here on the top as well. And that's when I had to start playing around with colors. So when you click on this little text color over here to the side, it'll let you change whatever colors you want it to be. So the TBR might not be able to be black since that is that's the hole back there behind you. The picture is black, so that might not work. But now you can copy 2 rows and hit copy and just drag it down. And then, yes, you're going to have to take the ones that, weren't in there and move them over. But that is like the easiest part. And yes, this one will be black because of it will be whatever color you made it. You can easily just change it back to black. So that is all I did. Then I copied all of these and I continued. I moved them all down, and that is everything. That's all of them. You do then just have to go through and move these. And then for those large squares, I did exactly the same thing that I did with these. Like I put one here and I just made it larger, and then I typed whatever I wanted to type in there. Like we'll put random choice, and then we just need to make it smaller to fit in the square. And that's it. That's how you make the game board your own and however you want it to be. And then I would really love to know what you did and how you made it your own. If you want to change the colors inside the little boxes, there's not a good way for you to do that, because the way I'm having to upload it is like a picture, and you're going to end up being able to download it like it is. Now, there is a way that I can share this with a link, and anyone with the link can have edit access to the actual picture. The problem with that is if one person accidentally edits the real thing instead of making their own copy, then it's edited forever and we can't go back and fix it. I would have to re-link another one like this, but then that's the only way that you'll be able to change these inner colors. So I guess if you want to start your own from an absolutely blank page, I always have to change a background color to something because I can't stand it just being white, but that is just me. That is totally me. You're going to go over here to elements and you're looking for a square. I guess you can technically, do whatever you want, but we're going to say square, and you hit enter, and then you get shapes, graphics, photos, frames, videos, audio. I don't know. Some of those maybe they don't look like they're pro only. Anyway, I just go to shapes, and then you hit see all, and it shows you everything that came when you looked up square. Well, I wanted mine to be a rounded square. So this is what I did. And I moved it over here wherever I wanted it to go. I sized it the way I wanted it to be sized. And it is not like stuck in this dimension. So you have to be careful when you're making it smaller. And make sure that your height and your width are the same. See right here, my width is 153 and my height is 144. So you just have to go until they're both the same. That's 137, 137. And then you do the same thing you did before. Number one, you go up right here to change the color of it, but you can make it whatever color. Look, it does not matter. And then you're just going to make a copy of it. And what I did was I copied all of them in gray, and then I went back and decided what color I wanted them to be, because once you have 2 of them, you can copy these 2. And then the way Canva works is every time you hit copy without touching, it just makes 2 more on the whole thing. Then if I want these to be a different color, I can click on it all of them together, highlight them, and they'll all become a different color. So it's up to you how you want to do it. You can start from scratch and make your own board. I literally just did row and row and row and row all the way down. And then I was like, okay, I want some bigger boxes. So I just took the space of 4 boxes and made a larger box. That is all I did. So it would work the same way if you were doing this and you had made all of your rows. I'm just going to quickly do them like this. Okay, so you've got your rows. You can tell that I was a little bit off, so they're all crooked going down. I would be more precise about that if I was making my own thing. But anyway, I would remove those 4 and just make this fill that spot, still trying to keep your height and width the same. That's close. It's 274 and 272. And so that's what I did. And then I would take out these, find a group of 4 that I wanted a larger one, and then I just made it larger. And once that is all done, you're ready to then go and do the writing and adding all of your words or whatever you want it to say on all the squares. And then what I did a lot of times is I would be like, okay, so one of my prompts is going to be physical book. I would take this one and actually make a copy of it and then like delete the one that I want it to replace and then just move it down here and replace it. That way I wasn't having to type physical book 4 times if I wanted to put it on here 4 times. I could just decide where I wanted it to go, which I have physical book on here a lot because I copied them all down, which I forgot. But anyway, you don't want to do that. Or you want to go back and fix them. I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe you'd have a whole row that's just one kind of books and a whole row that's another kind of books. It's totally up to you. You don't have to leave your big squares where I put them. You can make your own board and do whatever you want to do with them. I just wanted to be able to remind myself where to go. That's why I put the arrows on there and all of that stuff, which will be on one of the copies. So I think that that's it. If you guys still have any questions or something is not clear on what I just did, please let me know and ask down below. This video has taken like 10 minutes for me to film and it's not going to take very long to edit. So it will be easy for me to just get you a little tutorial and throw it up there on YouTube. So that is it. Again, let me know if you have any questions, and otherwise, I'll just see you in my next video. Bye.